I am Rena Raja. Together with Logini Shankar, will be sharing about my student center mathematics classroom. With full of excitement, let's we go to the class now. Move on to the introduction. Our selected mathematics topic is quadratic equation, which is part of the Form 4 mathematics syllabus. This topic helps students develop algebraic thinking and problem-solving skill, and it also prepares them to more advanced mathematical concepts. The target students are Form 4 learners, aged 16 to 17 years old. At this stage, students already have basic algebra knowledge, so they are ready to explore quadratic equation in greater depth. The learner profile consists of mixed ability students with different learning preferences. Some students learn best through visual materials, while others prefer auditory explanation or hands-on activity. They also have different confidence level in mathematics. Therefore, our lesson is designed to ensure that every student can actively participate and learn according to their needs. Finally, our teaching goals are to help students build a strong conceptual understanding of quadratic equation, encourage mathematical reasoning, and develop problem-solving skill through a student-centered learning approach. Now, I will explain the learning theories that guide our teaching approach. The first theory is cognitive constructivism by Jean Piaget. This theory explains that students learn by building new knowledge based on what they already know. Therefore, before introducing quadratic equation, we will review students' prior knowledge of algebra and encourage them to actively explore and discover concepts through learning activity. The second theory is social constructivism by Liu Coxey. According to this theory, students earn best through interaction with others. In our lesson, students will work in groups, discussion ideas, and support one another. As teacher, we will provide guidance, scaffolding whenever necessary to help students achieve the learning objective. Finally, we will apply this theory in our teaching practice by reviewing prior knowledge, encouraging group discussion, asking guiding questions, and promoting peer learning. This strategy helps students become active learners, important their understanding, and develop confidence in solving a quadratic equation. Next, I will explain the goal of the teaching mathematics in our lesson. Our first goal is to develop conceptual understanding where students understand why the mathematics for solving quadratic equation work, not just memorize the formula. The second goal is procedural fluency. Students will learn and practice different methods to solve quadratic equation accurately and confidently. The third goal is mathematical reasoning. We encourage students to explain their thinking and justify their answer during classroom discussion. Last, we aim to develop problem-solving skill by allowing students to apply quadratic equation to real-life situations. To achieve this goal, we use several classroom strategies such as introducing multiple solution method, using GeoGebra to help students visual graph, providing real-life example, and encouraging students to explain their idea on classmates.
Next, I would like to explain how I organize my lesson using the 5E interactional model. I choose the 5E model because it provides a clear sequence for the teaching mathematics and help the student build their understanding through active participations. It's also encourage inquiry, collaborations, reflections, and support different learning needs. To begin the lesson, I would like to show a short basketball video and ask how mathematics can help us predict whether the ball will go into the basket. This real-life example captures student attentions and introduces quadratic equations through the curved path of the ball. Next, student will work in heterogeneous groups to investigate different quadratic equations. This reflects Piaget cognitive constructivism, where the student constructs knowledge through the investigations, and Vygotsky social constructivism, where learning takes place through the collaborations and teaching scaffolding. After that, students will present their idea before I explain the three solving method: factorization, complete the square, and quadratic formula. I also use a GeoGebra to show how the graph of the parabola related to the solutions like a quadratic equation. Students will apply their learning by solving the basketball trajectory problem. To differentiate my teaching, I would like to give the worksheet for the student who needs support and extensions activity for the higher achieving student. So finally, I would like to use an exit ticket to assess both the practical skill and conceptual understanding. Next, moving to the classroom management, I learned that effective classroom management begins before the lesson start. My goal is create a safe, respectful, and supportive classroom where every student feels confident to participate. At the beginning of the lesson, I would like to establish classroom expectations and norm together with my students, such as representing others' idea, listening attentively, participations actively, and understanding that making mistake is a part of learning mathematics. So I can believe involving student in the setting, these expectations encourage responsibility and create a positive learning environment. To make a real feel safe, I would like to avoid simplify saying an answer is wrong. Instead, I would like to ask question like, can you explain how you arrive your answer? Or will you got another method to send the result? Or these questions encourage the reflection and build confidence. During collaboration activities, students will work in heterogeneous group with roles such as a group leader, recorder, presenter, and timekeeper. I will also provide a good worksheet for the student who need extra support and extension activities for students who are ready for more challenging tasks. So may this help ensure every student stay engaged and participate actively. Finally, I would like to explain how I will assess students' understanding and provide the feedback. I would like use formative assessment throughout the lesson instead of waiting until the end. During the engage the stage, I would like assess student pure knowledge of algebra, factorizations, and graph. During a explore the stage, I would like observe group discussions and questions such as why did you group choose factorizations? Or can you explain how you know the answer is correct? So these questions help me to identify and understand students' thinking. During the explain and elaborate stage, I would like to continue assessing students through the discussions, presentations, and real-life problem-solving activities. At the end of these lessons, a student will complete an exit ticket to demonstrate both products frequency and conceptual understanding. So when giving the feedback, I would like to guide student instead of simply telling them they are wrong. For example, I may ask whenever factorization is possible before using the quadratic formula, or encourage them to check a calculation step, or ask them to compare different solving method. So it can believe this constructive feedback helps students reflect on their thinking. So it's also improve their understanding and become the more confident mathematically problem solver. Next, reflections. Completing this assignment on quadratic equations has changed the way I think about the teaching mathematics. Before this experience, I believed that teaching mathematics was mainly about the explaining concept and showing the student how to solve the problem correctly. And however, I now realize the effective mathematics teaching involves much more than delivering content. So it's required a thoughtful lesson planning approach like teaching strategy, effective classroom management, continuous formative assessment, and genius understanding how to the student learn. Most importantly, I have learned that mathematics teachers should guide students to discover ideas, develop confidence, and enjoy the learning process. So one of the most valuable lessons I have learned is that students understand mathematics more efficiently when they are actively involved in the learning. Rather than simply listen the explanations, students should have opportunity to explore mathematical idea, discuss different solution method, like ask question and apply concepts to the real life situations. Through this assignment, I also realized how the 5E instructional model help organize a lessons in a meaningful way by encouraging students to build their understanding gradually through the engagements like explorations, explain, elaborations, and evaluations. So this approach is showing me the meaningful learning happen when students participate actively instead of memorizing procedure. As a future mathematics teacher, I want to create a classroom every student feel welcomed, respect and confident to the participate. I hope this make mathematics enjoyable and meaningful by a different teaching strategy, technologies such as GeoGebra, collaborative learning activities and real life example like help student connect mathematical concepts to everyday situations. And also I want to my student to see mathematical is not only a school subject but it's also valuable skill that develop logical thinking, creativity and problem solving abilities. One of the challenge I may face in meeting different learning needs, abilities and confidence level of my student. Every student learns differential, so I know that one teaching method may not effective for everyone. So to overcome this challenge, I will use the differential instructions provide and time feedback and continuously monitor the student understanding through the formative assessment. I will also reflect on my teaching every lesson so that can identify areas to improve and continuous develop like an educator. Overall, this assignment has strengthened and my understanding of what it means like be effective mathematical teacher. I now believe that successful teacher is not measure only the student by getting the correct answer but their ability to understand the concept. So communicate their thinking and apply mathematics with confidence. So moving forward, I'm a commitment become the reflective and caring and student-centered mathematics teacher who inspired and support every learner and create a positive classroom where all students have the opportunity and success.
Finally, I would like to conclude with my personal reflection. As I reflect on my experience of planning and teaching this lesson on quadratic equation, I realized that effective mathematics teaching is much more than explaining formulas and helping students obtain the correct answer. I have learned that successful mathematics teaching requires careful lesson planning, meaningful learning experience, effective classroom management, differentiation, and continuous formative assessment. The kind of mathematics teacher I want to become is one who creates a classroom where every student feels respected, confident, and motivated to learn. I want my students to understand mathematical concepts deeply, thinking critically, solve problems confidently, and enjoy learning mathematics. One challenge I may face is meeting the diverse learning needs of students within the same classroom. To overcome this, I will continue improving my teaching by planning differentiated learning activity, using formative assessment to monitor students' progress, providing constructive feedback, and reflecting on every lesson so I can continuously improve my teaching practice. In conclusion, this experience has strengthened my belief that effective mathematics teaching is student-centered, inclusive, and meaningful. As a future mathematics teacher, I am committed to creating a positive learning environment where every student has the opportunity to success and develop a long life appreciation for mathematics. Thank you.